7/8. Drill on can't drill 2 foot 10 and 7/8, not by itself. So we're going to add it with this piece right here. There's another 8/10, and its name is 2B50. So we see the holes are all the same size beam. Let's then look over here. Well, drill on it. Well, grab that spot here. Put a buckle bar in there. Alright, so we're going to go over here. We'll find our file. Import DSTV like we would a regular piece. We're going to look for the job. That's 725, isn't it? What job is that? Misericordia? Yeah. We'll go to Misericordia. Shop. There we go. And I think it's submiddle 13, right? She's right on the front page. I think so, yeah. Correct? Alright. We got our submiddle 13. Let's go to our NC1 file. Alright, so now we're going to look for our beams here. We'll start with what? 2B50? Let's start with 2B50. Scroll on down, or you can use the... I find it faster to do this. Alright, so we find 2B50, NC1 file, not the codes. Yes, we know, okay, yep. Letting us know there's a bevel on the end. Bevel on one end. Alright, so we come over here and look, and we see 2B50, we check the length. 8, 1, and 7. 8, 1, and 7. Now before we do this, we go here to our toolbox. We check, make sure our kerf, even though we don't have a saw, is a 16th. We're going to leave that, even though it says none, we're going to leave it at 16th. Because when we make multi-part programs, that does matter. So we look at our holes. Top hole, 3 inches in. 1 in the 16th gauge, positive, negative. Bottom hole, 2 inches in. You don't have no bottom holes, do you? No. So we make it look like the print. Print doesn't have 2 bottom holes, so we move them out. And we don't have a coper either, so we get rid of them. So now we're looking at our web holes. 2B50. 2 inches in. Gauge is 2.5 down. 2 inches in. 2.5 down. Rounded correct also. Everything looks good. Looks good? Looks good to me. Alright, so we want to make sure that we recognize this, so we're going to name it 2B50A. Now we're going to save it. We're not going to run it. We're just going to save it for now. Alright, so now and if you forget, you can push it again. Alright, so we made that 2B50A. It's over here, so we don't forget. 2B50A. Alright, let's go to our next piece. 2B19. We saved that. Go back to File, Import DSTV. 2B19. And that's the one, the NC1 file. We double left click it. And here we go. Let's see, let's go ahead and get rid of the copes. This way you don't have a coper. Alright. Let's go look at these holes. See any bottom flange holes?
Any what?
Bottom flange holes?
No, don't see one.
Don't see
Top
one either.
flange.
It's like top flange. 1 of the 16th gauge. 3 inches reverse dimension. There's the top ones. Let's get rid of these bottom ones. Alright, so back to reverse X dimension, 3 inch gauge, 1 of the 16th. Concurs with 2 8 7/8. 2 8 7/8, 2.5 inch gauge. Alright, so it looks like it's all good. Same holes, top flange, and in the web. You can leave that up there, it doesn't matter because we're not putting holes in it. 210 and 7/8 is the length. That's correct also. Alright, we're going to name this one also A. We're going to save it. Alright, this time we've now saved 2 beams. we've named them something different so when we make them. So now we've saved that, and if we doubt ourselves, we can push it again. And Windows XP, home maybe. Alright, so now we're going to run a multi-part program. We're going to go over there and left click it. This opens up here. Enter our stock length. This time we want to grab a tape measure. Pardon the sloppy camera. Steve, my assistant. Steve, what do you see there?
11.3.
11.3. So we're going to go over here. 11-3. And we're going to hit OK. Now at this time, we want to make sure we look here. We're in the same job we're supposed to be, where we're supposed to be at, because we could be looking for those beams and it may not be here. So we're going to concur. Ms. Concordia, we're here, shop 13. Now we can do this one of two ways. We can go down here and scroll for it, or we can start with 2B 19A. There it is. Double left click. 3 possible, 1 required. It knows the length. We say 1. Remaining stock 8, 4, and a 16. Yes. It already knows the same size as the beam that we put in, so it knows that we can only do the other one that's been saved. 2B50A, obviously, because that's the one we named. Not that one, because that one has extra holes and other stuff. This is why we named it an A, because this is the correct program. So we're going to do that, 1 possible. Alright, so it knows automatically we have 2 inches and 9/16 left over. Well, we're not going to do anything with that, so we're going to say no. Now at this time, it's going to ask us to make a part number out of those beams. I like to use the beams that are already in there, so you can only use numbers, so remember that. And letters. B19 to B50. Now we see, just in case, what this is going to do is come up in our machine program, and that way we know this is a 2-part program. So we hit OK. This file right here, then it shows we can confirm, and you may have 5 or 6 on here. Sometimes it's good to keep a piece of paper with them all in track of what goes in what. That way you don't get mixed up. The length tells us what drill bits we need in there. We're not drilling in the bottom flange, but it still thinks they're in there because we never took them out. So there is the actual NC code. I'm going to X that out. I'm going to go to Machine, Program Overview, Parts Programs, and there we see our 2B19, 2B50. We select that. We make sure all the drill bits are in there correctly. And if we've done our first part, our first beam of the day, we know that's already correct, so we can go ahead and run that. And that's it.